Hey, for those of you who are here, it's me, Miss Brogan. Welcome to the live stream. So this is different. And if you're watching live, that's great. Let me know if you can't hear me. And if you're watching later, because I'm going to post this on Classroom for you to enjoy, that's great too. So I have the Choose Your Own Adventure book that we read before Christmas, and we're going to read through a little bit of that today. I say a little bit because I'm sick and I don't know how long I can read before I have massive coughing fits. So it was going to be a different Choose Your Own Adventure book. It was going to be the one that we read in May, but Miss Weaver, who is amazing and awesome, went to the school and got this one from my classroom so we could read it, because I am too sick or can. A lot of classes got to, or at least one team in each class got close to or to this place. There were a couple of houses that got past where we're starting now. Hey, Whitney. Oh, I miss you too. Even though you're in fifth period, I still miss you. That's great. Just kidding, fifth period. You know yourselves. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed your extra pajama time, but I know it's weird. And I really hope that our school year has not ended and that we'll be back in classrooms together maybe in a few weeks. Maybe. We'll have to see. So I'll read, and then if you are in the live chat, if you will comment where you think we should go, you might remember, if a team in your class made it this far before, you might remember the right way to go. So we're going to pick up in the book, if you remember. Don't feed the cat plastic. If you remember, you had met some desert nomads roaming around the desert. You made friends with them. They sent you on your way with a gift. It was a little star creature. And the place that you should have chosen to go, I don't know who Epic Gaming Bro is. It's probably Luke. I don't know. Or Garrison. I don't know. You should have gone to the Petrified Animal Preserve. Some classes went there and some didn't. So I'm just going to read it. And then if you're here with us, tell me where you think we should go. Oh, it's Andrew. Hey, Andrew. We would have finished if Owen wasn't our speaker. I don't know about that. All right, so the Petrified Animal Preserve, you might remember, is not like any forest you've ever seen. As you approach on the path, you realize everything in the forest is dead. The trees, the tangled underbrush, the birds and animals, all are lifeless, frozen forever. Even the hot winds are still here. You see a sign at the edge of the preserve. Some of you will remember this. You can read it or you can ignore it, right? So remember, some of the signs are deadly. Some of them are very helpful. So if you're in the live chat, tell me what to do. Hey, Millicent, do we read it or do we ignore it? Okay, I see Andrew really wants to read it. Hey, Carson. You can only answer once, Andrew, but if nobody else answers, I'm going to go with Andrew. We're going to read it. He really wants to read this sign. Caroline wants to walk away. Well, Whitney wants to ignore it too. Millicent wants to read it. We're tied, you guys. All right, well, I'll tell you what happens when you read it, and then we'll just ignore it, okay? Okay. So if you read the sign, the sign says, "He who reads this sign shall die at once." There are more words, but you do not get to read them because you die at once. So ignore that sign and just waltz right into this big dead forest. I'm writing down where we go so that we don't get completely lost. I know, you guys already died once. Like, you already died once. That's a record. It's okay. We can blame the coronavirus, which is very serious. We'll blame it for now. All right, you decide to ignore the sign. Yeah. Your guidebook warns that many signs in this forbidden land can be dangerous. You step into the dead forest. You are aware of your breathing, of your heartbeat. They are the only living sounds in this silent, unmoving place. A family of creatures that resembles raccoons stand frozen by a tree stump. Dylan, it's not over yet. Nobody won. They seem to have been enjoying a meal of acorns and they were petrified on the spot. What calamity created this weird place? You hope you never find out. You come to a silent clearing where a herd of six-legged deer stand dead and frozen. A chill runs up your back. Yes, they look like raccoons, Caroline. You keep walking. At the edge of the clearing stand two animals, also frozen. One resembles a large land turtle. The other seems to be some sort of rabbit. Some of us got here. Your curiosity is beginning to get the better of you. You are tempted to touch one of these creatures, to pick one up and see what it feels like. So you can give in to your temptation and touch one, or resist temptation and keep walking. So your options are touch the bunny or don't touch the bunny. It could have been magic. Hey, Charlotte. All right, so are we touching a bunny or are we not touching a bunny? Caroline says no. Andrew says touch it. Again, we're tied. All right, somebody else tell me what to do. Carson says no. Caroline thinks the bunny's evil. Charlotte don't want to touch it. Neely don't want to touch it. Harrison wants to touch it. Oh, nice, Whitney. I guess it could have some sort of virus. All right, so it looks like the overwhelming vote is don't touch the bunny. So we'll see what happens when you don't touch the bunny. I can't remember, but I think maybe we should have touched the bunny. But we're not going to touch it because you guys said not to touch it. The forest is still. Nothing moves as you make your way past petrified plants, animals frozen in time forever. You walk for half a day. You feel as if you are in some sort of ghastly museum, a museum of the living dead. Then something catches your eye. I asked the same thing, Millicent. If we were playing, you would have gotten 100 points right here. What is that object you see through the trees? Is it a chest? Yes, you begin to run. It appears to be some sort of treasure chest. Your heart pounds. You cry out in glee. It isn't a treasure chest. It's a petrified tree stump. Disappointed, you sit down on the low stump and bury your head in your hands. But it isn't a tree stump. After all, it's a Harkian Lorn, which is delighted that you have chosen to sit down on its mouth. The Lorn likes to have its lunch delivered. So, looks like we should have touched the bunny. So, good question, Caroline. We're actually going to go back and touch the bunny this time and see what happens. Because touching the bunny is the right way. I know, you guys have died twice. You guys have died twice. And we've been playing for 7, almost 8 minutes, and you've died twice. You're setting records all over the place, kids. All right, so I'm going to put a little X here. We're going to go back and touch the bunny. And hold on, let me read your stuff because you're all hilarious. Yep, died. Yep. Andrew. I think all of you is eating, Caroline. All of you. Andrew claims he knows the way, so maybe just listen to him. I don't know if that's legit. So if we touch the bunny, you reach out a hand and touch the rabbit on the nose. You are surprised to find that it feels cold to your touch. You knock on its back and it rings out like metal. Can it be just a metal statue of a rabbit? Are all the animals here merely statues? You decide to take the rabbit along with you. Perhaps you can study it later. Perhaps it is valuable. You reach down to pick it up. I bet something's going to interrupt you, though. Andrew's not a hacker. All right. Just as you're about to pick up the rabbit, you see another sign a few yards away. Your options are read it or ignore it. So what you going to do, kids? You're going to read the sign or ignore the sign. This is a different sign, by the way, but who knows what it says. It's not a dead bunny. It's a metal bunny. All right, we've got read. Andrew only wants to read it. I think Andrew's class got pretty far. All right, read the sign. Got it. Okay. We'll read it. Charlotte doesn't want to read it, but most people do, so we're going with the crowd. You forget about the petrified rabbit for a moment and walk over to the sign. The sign reads, "He who ignores this sign shall die at once." Yay, that was a good choice. It seems you made a lucky decision to read this sign. As you stare at the sign, the words begin to change. You watch fascinated as a new message appears. It says, "Do not remove petrified animals from the forest. This means you." Cough into your elbow, kids. What to do now? Ignore the sign and take the petrified rabbit with you despite the warning? Forget about the petrified rabbit and continue your journey without it? Or keep watching the sign to see if another message appears? So you have 3 choices. Ignore the sign, take the bunny. Forget about the bunny and keep walking, or keep staring at the sign. That's a tough one. It's 3 options. And you've died twice. You've died twice. Sorry. I should have really good internet. Who knows? I don't know. Whatever. All right, you got 3 choices. Pick up the bunny, forget the bunny, keep walking, keep reading the sign. Oh, it's Charlotte. Oh, and sorry, Charlotte. Oh, sorry. It's not Charlotte. It's other Charlotte. Sorry. Thank you, Whitney. All right, ignore the bunny. Leave it, leave it, leave it. Walk. Okay. Overwhelmingly, we want to forget the bunny and keep walking. I don't think that's right, but we'll see. Is that what Andrew said? Because if he's wrong, then, you can remind him later that it was wrong. You decide not to risk your life for an impulsive urge to collect something. There is more important treasure ahead. You travel south for several days. You're happy to leave this dead and silent area behind you. You find yourself entering the forbidden marshlands. Does this part of the Badlands hide the treasure you seek? You guys, no. Because it's the gigantic maze. That takes you to the maze. So maybe we don't have faith in Andrew anymore. Whitney, nice with the bunny. Yeah, let's pick up the bunny, because in the back of my mind, I feel like that is the right thing to do. And I don't know how much longer I can read without coughing my head off, so I'll give you that. So or maybe we're supposed to keep watching the sign. I know we need the bunny. Aha, we should keep watching the sign. And when you keep watching the sign, hold on, I gotta write it down. So yeah, oh wow, that is an impressive number of bunny emojis. Hey, Carter. All right. Sorry. So we've just decided to keep reading the sign. I decided that because y'all already died twice. You stand staring at the sign as another message begins to form, and the old message fades away. The new sign reads, "Out of order, ignore previous message." You guess that means you can take along the rabbit after all. So see, you do get to pick up the bunny. Where was I? You go back and start to pick it up. Something approaches. The silence of the dead forest is broken by the roar of a colossal beast, a gigantic gorilla with the snarling snout of a bear. It throws back its head and roars again, revealing ferocious teeth. Its glowing red eyes stare angrily at you as it swings down from a high limb of a petrified tree and lands on the hard ground a few yards away from you. Yep, there's a big gorilla. All right. You have invaded the domain of this Harkian Zlarmada, perhaps the most bloodthirsty creature of the Badlands. Zlarmadas are the only creatures on Hark who kill solely because it gives them a warm, happy feeling. You have only seconds to decide how to defend yourself, and you have 4 choices. Are you ready? What was what made of? The bunny? It's not a chimera. It's a gorilla. Gorilla. Okay? All right, so gorilla's on its way to attack you. You can use your blaster and try to shoot it. You can toss the petrified rabbit at it. You can toss the starfish creature at it that the nomads gave you, or you can turn and run. What do we do? He is bloodthirsty. All right, so blaster, petrified rabbit, starfish, or run away. Yeah, I know you could probably die, but pick a thing to do. All right, Harrison says toss the rabbit. Dylan just says death. What? Carson wants to shoot it. Carter also says toss the rabbit. Yeet the rabbit. All right, so I think we're going with majority being toss the rabbit. So we're going to yeet that rabbit right across the forest at the gorilla. It's going to be great. The Zlarmada drools hungrily as it bears down on you. Without thinking, you pick up the petrified rabbit, and with strength you didn't know you possessed, you toss it at the attacking beast. The petrified rabbit hits the Zlarmada in the chest with a loud thud. As you stare in amazement, the rabbit hits the Zlarmata in the chest and explodes. The dead forest shakes from the power of the explosion. Shockwaves knock you to the hard, frozen ground. You cover your eyes from the smoke. When you open them, the Zlarmata lies dead. You jump to your feet. You pick up your supply pack. Will the noise of the blast attract other fierce creatures? You know you've got to get out of there. You can run along the path through the forest, or you can get away from the path and try to escape through the trees. So, that was the right answer. Charlotte, if you throw the starfish, you're seen as a horrible, treacherous friend because it's a defenseless creature. And so this thing to yeet the bunny. All right. So now you have to either run along the path or run through the trees. What you going to do? Through the path or through the trees? All right, we got trees. 1 vote for trees. I don't remember what the right answer is, so I can't give you any hints. Another vote for trees. 1 for path. Trees, trees, trees. I see I see a lot of team trees, so we're going to go with trees. Hey, you would have gotten 50 points if we'd been playing in the classroom. You leave the path and run full speed into the dark, silent forest. A few minutes later, you hear footsteps on the path, but no one invades the dark, tangled trees where you make your way. After a few hours, you finally begin to calm down. You're not being followed, so you sit under a low stone tree to relax. What's that yellow object on the ground a few yards away? I'm a little bit worried about you guys. It doesn't sound good. Oh, never mind, maybe. Okay. The yellow object turns out to be a parchment scroll. You pick it up and unroll it. It reads, "O treasure seeker, let an animal guide thy way." You puzzle over this message for several minutes. The only living animal around is the starfish creature. Do you let it go free and follow where it leads, or keep traveling until you find another animal guide? So now you can just let the starfish run and follow it, or you can wait for another one. Why, Caroline, why bloody raccoon feet? Never mind, don't tell me. Okay, so anyway, starfish can't run. Yes, they can. Starfish can totally run. They can come out of the water and they click, 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 click. Didn't you watch Nemo? I see lots of starfish, and Neely put a pretty star with hers. So we're going to go with follow the starfish, even though it's not what Andrew wanted to do. So if starfish is right, we get to give Andrew a hard time. All right, let's release the starfish into the wild or into the unknown, because we finally watched Frozen 2 at my house and I thought it was great. Back to the game. You pull the starfish creature out of the supply pack and set it on the hard ground. You watch in surprise as it scampers away. You cannot believe how fast it can travel. You struggle to keep up with it as it makes its way, tumbling leg over leg through the tangle of trees and petrified underbrush. It seems to know where it's going and then stops. Upon closer inspection, you see the tree is hollow. There's a large hole about waist high in the tree trunk. Yeah, I was going to sing Into the Unknown, but it would make me cough really bad. Sorry. There are firm branches that begin right above your head and go all the way to the top. Do you want to climb the tree or reach inside the tree? No, the starfish didn't die. Caroline's a little morbid on the internet. All right, climb the tree? I mean, that's what, yeah, everybody wants to climb the tree. Okay. Well, Prince Humperdinck is in the tree. Lovely. As you begin to climb the tree, you are surprised to find that it feels sticky. How odd to find something alive in this forest of stone plants and creatures. You climb higher and higher. The tree begins to sway despite the fact that there is no wind. It's not looking good. As you reach the top branches, the tree wraps its sticky, warm limbs around you and begins to squeeze. You have discovered too late that this is not a tree at all. It is a lonely forest farb, glad to have finally received some company. It's giving you a warm, friendly hug. Too bad it doesn't know its own strengths. Not a tree. You got squished to death. So, how about we reach inside the tree instead? I think that sounds like a better plan. Yeah, Farb. It's a made up. It's another planet. Should have went into the unknown of the tree. Very clever, Caroline. Very clever. Scroll up when I said it wasn't a tree. We believe you. Andrew, don't be bitter. Okay, so you made a wrong choice. It's okay. Because even though you've died 3 times, we're going to play for about 5 more minutes, so it's fine. 5 more minutes is all I got left in me, kids. You reach into the hollow tree. You feel around inside the opening. After a few seconds of grasping air, your hand reaches something. You pull out 2 maps. The starfish has led you to an important discovery. Carefully, you return the small creature to the safety of your supply pack, and you would have gotten 100 points. Dissect it? No, this isn't science class. You can do that with Miss Weaver. You examine the 2 maps carefully. They are both treasure maps. They are both completely different. One will lead you to the treasure. The other will lead you into a death trap. One map is very old. The other map looks much newer. Which map will you follow? I can't explain the physics of maps being in a living thing. Yeah, 2 maps. Old map or new map? Map 3, Carter, there's only 2 maps. I see new, old, new, new, old, old, new. Oh, we're tied. Somebody's got to break it. Oh, no, there's another old. All right, old map it is. I don't remember which one's right. And my cheat sheet fell out, so I don't know the right way. You put the new map in your supply pack and examine the old map carefully. According to this map, the treasure you seek is hidden in an underground tunnel inside the ancient village of Quan. Remember, that's where the nomads were going, so they could sell themselves into slavery. To reach the village, you begin to walk north. Okay, I think this was the right way. I remember this. All right, you follow the trail to the ancient gate of the village. The gate is closed, and armed guard stands watch. He draws a blaster as you approach. No entry, he says. Then he gives you a sly wink and holds out a palm. He is showing you that if you want to enter the village, you have to give him a bribe. You can refuse to bribe him and demand entry to the village, or you can search your supply pack for something to bribe him with. Nice, Andrew. So you either refuse to bribe him or you get something from your supply pack. I don't think you have money in your supply pack. You have a starfish creature in there. You have the other map. And I don't know what else. Carson wants to just shoot it. That wasn't an option. Demand entry was an option. All right, let's see. We've got 1 for bribe him, 2, 3, 4. All right, looks like we want to bribe him. So we're going to search our supply pack for something to give him. Yeah, we could give him the other map, I guess. You reach into your supply pack for something to give the guard. He looks the other way as you rummage around, tapping his foot impatiently. You decide there are only 2 things he might accept, the new treasure map or the starfish creature. So you can give him a map or you can give him the starfish creature. Sorry, Carson. Hey, Brooklyn. We went with bribe him, so now we got to decide what to give him. Andrew, just answer once. Like, I can see that it's you. All right, we got 2 for map because I'm sick and I'm going to have to go lie down. All right. So we're going to give him the map. Hopefully he takes it, doesn't kill you. I know it's lagging. I don't know. Sorry. There are lots of people using my internet right now. You hand the new treasure map to the guard. I have no money, you tell him, but perhaps this map I found will prove of value to you. The guard's eyes light up as he greedily looks over the map. He motions for you to pass through the gate. He seems delighted by your bribe. Have you foolishly given away the real treasure map? Only time will tell. You walk through the ancient gate and find yourself in a gray village full of ramshackle huts. He's not dead. He let us in the village. Mud streets filled with beggars and street urchins. How strange to think that somewhere beneath all this poverty and dirt lies a priceless treasure, you tell yourself. You pull your remaining map from your supply pack and follow it as it takes you through the oldest and poorest section of the old village. You walk through the stinking streets trying to step over sewage. That's gross. No, you're not dead yet. Step over sewage and rotting garbage. Beggars grab at your legs as you walk. You trip, fall in the dirt, and pick yourself up again, gripping the map so tightly your fingers hurt. Two men try to pull your supply pack away from you. You turn your blaster toward them and they run away. The map leads you to an old abandoned hut at the end of the road. You guys are so close. You hold your blaster ready in case the hut is occupied. You push open the door easily. You're not dead. You enter a small, dark chamber. It is empty except for two rat creatures who stare up at you. Judging by the piles of dust on the floor, the hut has been unoccupied for many years. You pull a solar candle from your pack. Who knew you had one of those? And turn it to high beam. Okay, we might go to the end if you guys can, get it done because you're so close. The light reveals a barren crumbling walls and a low dirt ceiling. At the back wall, you see 3 entranceways. You step forward to examine the entranceways. Each leads to a long tunnel. You examine the treasure map. It doesn't tell you which tunnel to take, and you have to pick one, left, middle, or right. And I don't remember which one is correct, but one of them leads you to the treasure. And the other 2 lead you to death. So left, middle, right. I can't help you because I don't remember. All right, Neely says left. We can't yeet the starfish. It's not an option. We got 2 left, 2 middle, right, left. And see if I can help you out. I see lots of middle. Okay, well, go. Oh, now I see lots of. That's just Andrew over and over saying left. All right, we're going to go in the middle. We're just going to go in the middle. Because we are. Because that's what I saw the most of. Because, Andrew, you can only vote once. All right, middle. If this gets you to a giant snake, then you're on the right track. You step into the middle tunnel, holding the solar candle in front of you as you walk. The tunnel leads down, and then to the right, you hear little feet scampering through the tunnel ahead of you. You hope the little feet will continue to run away. You don't like the idea of running into any kind of creature, big or small, in this narrow, twisting tunnel. You walk for several days through the curving tunnel. The only sounds you hear are those of your own footsteps and the scratching of rats and insects. Then suddenly you're forced to stop. A pack of rats, maybe 100 of them, stands ahead of you, staring at you, blocking your way. You can stare them down or blast them. No, not snake yet. Maybe the snake is later. I don't know if we went the right way or not, actually. All right. Well, we've been going for a solid 30. Andrew, calm down. So this is where we're going to stop. Hopefully I can do this again tomorrow. And whoever can join us tomorrow, we'll start from this point where we decide to blast them or stare them down. Like, I know blast them is tempting, but this book is so weird. Don't you think that staring them down is going to result in some sort of promising result? Sorry, Andrew, you got to wait till tomorrow. Really glad you guys joined the stream and that you seem to all be handling your confinement really well. Stay home, wash your hands a lot, stay safe, love your families well, etc., etc. Calm down, Andrew. All right, good. Then I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.